Hello and welcome to the Elevate podcast. I'm your host, Patricia Nowakowski. I am a salon owner, educator, mindset, and leadership coach that helps salon owners go from overwhelmed and burnt out to motivated and empowered. It is my mission to help you systemize your business, generate more profit, and create a career that you are absolutely in love with. Join us every week to learn about the small shifts you can make to elevate your business regarding mindset, marketing, social media, business systems, and so much more. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Elevate podcast. On today's episode, we're going to go over something that I stumbled across on the good old Facebook. I don't know what my deal is lately, but I have just been obsessed with these salon Facebook groups. I just find them very entertaining, very informative, and also it just gives me such a clear idea of where people are struggling right now inside of our industry. And I came across this beautiful post, and I asked this person to be on my podcast, but they did not respond to my request. This person posted anonymously, so I'm going to go ahead and read the post, and then I'm just going to kind of share my thoughts on it because it was something that I just really resonated with. If you've been feeling overwhelmed and overworked from owning your salon, you're not alone. If you're like many salon owners, you wanted to build a salon that makes you feel fulfilled, passionate, and something that brings you freedom and flexibility into your life. But you ended up being exhausted from taking on all your business tasks alone. It doesn't have to be this way. It's time for change. The Elevated Salon Owner Collective will help you do just that. You'll automate your salon, implement solid business systems, transform your salon culture, and take charge of your online presence to regain freedom back into your business. I'd love for you to experience the freedom and fulfillment that you've desired when you decided to create your business. To learn more, visit opulentbeautypro.com/elevate or click the link in the show notes. The post goes, posting this anonymously because you all can hold a grudge, but I'd really love to talk about the giant elephants in the room. Everyone in the beauty business is suddenly a boss babe that thinks that they can open and run their own salon. Every day, in all caps, by the way, we see flabbergasting questions from new owners posted here, questions that could be answered with basic common sense, a keyword search at the top of the group, or even Google. Opening a 48-chair salon and trying to decide if I want my renters to be 1099. Just signed a 10-year commercial lease. Where do I find stylists? My mean boss wants me to work nights and weekends, so I'm just going to open my own salon. Do I need a business license? We should be responding, your enthusiasm is amazing, but owning isn't a cash cow and it isn't for everyone. Doing great hair and running a successful salon are two completely different skill sets. So before you finance your life away, it may be smarter to get more experience. Instead, we all hop to our keyboards, doling out great answers, tips and tricks, so helpful and encouraging. The unintended consequences of this kindness, though, is an industry riddled of empty, failing salons and talented new stylists leaving the business altogether because owners that honestly should not be opening a salon don't have a grasp of the basic salon operations, let alone how to build a clientele, how to mentor, or how to even handle a negative review. 100%. Why are so many owners complaining that business is slower than ever? There certainly aren't fewer heads to cut. Business is slower because people are being more frugal with their money in this economy. But business is also slower because there are way too many I just graduated beauty school and I'm opening my dream salon next week salons now. Just saying, some of the blame belongs squarely on us. Cue the I did it so you can and everyone else can too ego comments. So I read this post and I literally chuckled out loud. I recently did a post on what you need to know before you open a salon. If you have not listened to that podcast, I highly recommend going over and taking a listen. I think it's like 107 or 108, episode 107 or 108, it might be 106. And I really dive into all of the things that really go into running a successful salon. And I'm going to tell you, it's not like having a great space or, being able to find stylists. It's so much deeper, and there's so much that goes into running a successful salon business. I'm going to have to say that I really agree with the person who bravely posted this in these crazy Facebook groups, because this person isn't wrong. This person is so right that I think that owning a business and owning a salon is over glamorized in our industry. And I don't care what anyone says, when you first open a business, it's like being in a new relationship. Everything is shiny and so exciting and fun, and everything feels so good and it's so amazing because it's new, right? But then once you really start getting into the grit of actually having a business and dealing with the real problems that come along with business ownership, it is not for the faint of heart. I know when I previously worked for another coaching company, they really pushed people into opening a salon. They pushed all these people into opening a salon, and that's great, right? Like, people should grow and they should take risks and they should have beautiful businesses. But you need to make sure you have the right tools, the right leadership skills, the business common sense, the strategy and systems, and the mindset that needs to be in place in order to create a healthy, profitable business. There are so many things that go into running a successful business, and this is what we really focus on inside of my membership with my salon owners. I think the key components to having a successful business is leadership, your purpose and mission, your way to build revenue. I like to call that revenue engine, your understanding of expenses versus profit, and how to not only grow your business, but scale your business. Having proper systems in place, knowing how to create an intentional culture, knowing how to do social media and marketing, and knowing how to create freedom for yourself as an owner and developing your team. So many people will open salons, and instead of creating freedom for themselves, what they end up doing is they create a financial prison. They can't dig their way out of the loans and all of these, expenses that come along with salon ownership. And it's not just, the build out. It is things that pop up when you least expect it, like tax bills. Like, I got a $10,000 tax bill, which doubled from last year for my salon. Like, that's just for my commercial space. So, things happen, and you have to be financially ready. You have to know how to save. You have to know how to budget. There are so many things that go into it. Not only is, setting yourself up for success with salon ownership and really being able to control your anger, control your frustration so that you can continue to be a good leader, so that you don't become resentful. These are all things that are so important when you own any business. But really understanding that what you see online is just everyone's B-roll and the highlights of what they're doing. If you were to follow around these business owners, you would see the blood, the sweat, the tears, the exhaustion, the overwhelm, all of these things that accompany a business. And when you see the inner workings of what it's like to truly be a salon owner, and you remove the rose-colored glasses, then you can get a real understanding of what you're about to get yourself into. There is so much personal responsibility that has to be taken, and there is so much responsibility when it comes to leading people. And I think, too, that opening a salon is not about you. And I just had a student message me, actually. It is the most thankless job you will ever do. The most unappreciated you will ever feel. And that is the truth. You have to do it for the right reason. And it can't be a reason that is based off of ego or based off of any sort of reason that is going to, profit for you financially. It is very hard to make a profit in a salon unless you're doing everything right. And I see so many people who dig this hole and then they cannot dig themselves out. So I just loved this post because it was so real, and I just really loved that this person shared their thoughts and opinion. And again, I really do think that there has to be more honesty around what it's truly like to run a business. And again, for me, there are ebbs and flows. There are some, weeks where I love what I do, and I take that back. I love what I do all the time. But there are some weeks that I just want to throw in the towel and I just don't feel like doing it anymore. And I think a lot of people feel that way about everything that they do, but I think it's amplified when you have your own business. It's a lot of stress. So if you are somebody who is thinking about opening a salon, or if you are a new salon owner who has dug yourself into a financial hole, or just you feel overwhelmed and you have no idea where to start, this is what I specialize in inside of my coaching program. We really lay out systems and strategies, and I help you create processes in your business that are going to create a repeat result and give you freedom back inside of what you're doing and give you clarity, guidance, and support. You can go ahead and visit www.opulentbeautypro.com to check out the different courses and the different things that we offer inside of the Elevated Salon Owner Collective. And not only do I have my paid coaching program, but I also offer one free class every single month. If you are not following me on social media, go ahead and follow me on Instagram. That's where we kind of launch the different free programs and the different sessions that we're doing inside of what we're doing at Opulent Beauty Pro. You can go ahead and follow me at Patricia_Nowakowski_OBS, and you can be updated on all of the free resources that we provide for salon owners and for stylists inside of our industry. I hope today's short but sweet podcast was something that was entertaining for you this week. If you love the podcast, I would absolutely love it if you would like, subscribe, and leave a review. That really helps the podcast grow, and it really does help me keep on producing content that is beneficial for everybody who listens to the podcast. All right, have a great day and talk to you next week. Thanks for tuning in to the Elevate podcast. If you loved this episode, it would mean the world to me if you would leave a review on Apple Podcast or wherever you listen. The Elevate podcast is hosted by me, Patricia Nowakowski, and is produced by Opulent Beauty Pro. To receive my free business guides, visit opulentbeautypro.com/free or click the link in the show notes. You can find me on Instagram at Opulent Beauty Pro or at Patricia_Nowakowski_OBS. If you love this show, please consider subscribing, and we will see you next week.